Our Earth, this remarkable blue sphere spinning through the cosmos, is a treasure trove of natural wonders. We have scaled its highest peaks and plumbed its deepest oceans, and yet, there are still corners of this world that hold profound mysteries, places that challenge our understanding of the geological forces that have shaped our home. These are landscapes that seem to belong to another time, or perhaps another world entirely, formations carved by forces we are only just beginning to comprehend. And landscapes so alien in their appearance, they seem to be the work of a grand, celestial artist. From submerged forests trapped in time to stone pillars that reach for the heavens, these places whisper tales of immense power and unfathomable age. They remind us that even in our modern era of scientific certainty, there is still so much that remains unknown, so much that can inspire awe and wonder. Join me as we embark on a journey to explore these geological enigmas. We will travel across continents, from the depths of turquoise lakes to the tops of ancient plateaus, to witness phenomena that defy simple explanation. Here are 6 of the most mysterious landforms ever discovered. Our journey begins in Central Asia, nestled within the Tian Shan Mountains of Kazakhstan. Here, a relatively recent cataclysm gave birth to a place of haunting beauty, Kandy Lake. In 1911, a colossal limestone landslide, triggered by an earthquake, thundered down a gorge, creating a natural dam. The valley behind it slowly, inexorably, filled with the clear, cold mountain water, submerging a magnificent forest of Schrenk's spruce trees. What remains today is an almost surreal spectacle. Above the surface, a forest of ghostly mass pierces the sky, the bleached skeletal tops of the drowned trees. They stand as silent monuments to the forest that once was, but it is beneath the surface that the true magic of Kandy Lake is revealed. The frigid water, with its incredibly low temperatures, has acted as a perfect preservative. Dipping below the waterline is like entering another dimension. The submerged trunks are still adorned with their needles, preserved for over a century, swaying gently in the unseen currents. The water itself is a marvel, its color shifting from a brilliant turquoise to a deep emerald green depending on the light and mineral deposits. This underwater forest is a spectacle of suspended animation, a moment of geological violence frozen in time. This accidental creation has become a unique, albeit fragile, ecosystem. Algae cling to the ancient bark, and life in its tenacious way has adapted to this cold, submerged world. The contrast between the lifeless trunks above and the preserved forest below is a powerful reminder of nature's ability to create scenes of both devastation and breathtaking beauty in a single dramatic act. To witness Kandy Lake is to witness a paradox. It is a graveyard for a forest, yet teeming with a strange new form of life. It's a place born of destruction, yet it possesses a serene, almost sacred tranquility. The sight of these perfectly preserved trees, standing sentinel in their watery tomb, is an image that stays with you, a truly unforgettable natural wonder. We travel now to the vast rolling plains of Wyoming in the United States, where a truly extraordinary monolith dominates the landscape. Known as Devil's Tower, it is a geological marvel that erupts from the earth, rising over 1,200 feet into the sky. Its sheer, fluted sides are unlike anything else in the surrounding terrain, making it an icon of the American West and a puzzle for geologists for centuries. Its formation remains a subject of intense scientific debate. The most widely accepted theory suggests it is an igneous intrusion, molten rock that pushed up from deep within the Earth's crust and cooled. However, whether it is the hardened core of an ancient volcano whose outer layers have eroded away, or a different type of intrusion known as a laccolith, is still not fully understood. This ambiguity only adds to its mystique. What makes the tower so visually striking are its remarkable hexagonal columns, some of the longest and most perfectly formed in the world. As the magma cooled and contracted, it fractured into these geometric pillars, a process known as columnar jointing. These columns cling to the tower sides like a giant stone drapery, creating a unique challenge for climbers and a spectacle for all who gaze upon it. For many Native American tribes of the Great Plains, this is a sacred place, imbued with deep spiritual significance and ancient legends. One of the most famous tales speaks of several young girls pursued by a giant bear. They scrambled atop a small rock and prayed for salvation. The rock began to grow, lifting them into the sky, while the bear clawed furiously at its sides, creating the deep grooves we see today. The girls were then lifted into the sky and became the star constellation of the Pleiades. Devil's Tower is therefore more than just a geological curiosity. It is a place where science and legend intersect. It stands as a powerful testament to the volcanic forces that shaped our planet, and as a spiritual beacon that has captivated human imagination for millennia. Its sheer presence on the horizon is a humbling sight, a stark and beautiful reminder of the Earth's ancient power. Our next destination takes us to a place so isolated it has been called the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean. 4 islands, marooned off the coasts of Yemen and Somalia, form the Socotra archipelago. Having broken away from the supercontinent of Gondwana millions of years ago, its extreme isolation, combined with intense heat and drought, has fostered the evolution of a truly unique and otherworldly biodiversity. Visiting Socotra is like stepping onto the set of a science fiction film. A third of its plant life is found nowhere else on Earth. The landscape is dotted with bizarre and wonderful flora that have adapted in remarkable ways to survive the harsh climate. It is a living laboratory of evolution, a precious fragment of a primeval world that has survived, almost untouched, into the modern era. The most iconic resident of this strange land is the dragon's blood tree. With its dense upturned canopy shaped like a giant umbrella, it is a masterpiece of natural engineering, designed to capture moisture from the highland mists and provide shade for its own roots. When its bark is cut, it oozes a deep red resin, known as dragon's blood, which has been sought after since antiquity, for use as a dye and a medicine. Local myths and legends are as rich and strange as the island's flora. Ancient tales speak of the island being guarded by giants and inhabited by jinn. The unique plants were believed to hold magical properties, and the prized dragon's blood resin was thought to be the literal blood of dragons who had perished in epic battles. These stories are woven into the very fabric of Socotran culture. Socotra is a fragile treasure, a testament to the incredible diversity of life that can arise in isolation. Its strange bottle trees, with their swollen trunks, the cucumber tree, and the forests of dragon's blood trees create a landscape that feels profoundly ancient and alien. It serves as a vital reminder of what can be lost if we fail to protect these unique corners of our world. We now travel to the dramatic coastline of County Antrim in Northern Ireland. Here, an extraordinary geological pavement extends from the foot of the cliffs and disappears under the sea. This is the Giant's Causeway, an astonishing array of some 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, most of them perfect hexagons, forming a series of natural stepping stones of colossal scale. The scientific explanation for this marvel is as dramatic as the landscape itself. Around 60 million years ago, this region was a hotbed of intense volcanic activity. Molten basalt lava flowed from fissures in the earth, forming a vast lava plateau. As this immense lake of lava began to cool and contract, it fractured, creating the incredible geometric columns we see today, a process remarkably similar to the one that formed Devil's Tower, but on a much wider horizontal scale. The precision of the columns is simply astounding. While most are hexagonal, columns with 4, 5, 7, and even 8 sides can be found. They are arranged in clusters, forming features that have been given fanciful names like the wishing chair, the giant's boot, and the organ pipes. Walking across them, one can't help but feel a sense of profound order within the chaos of nature. Of course, such a remarkable place has inspired one of Ireland's most enduring legends. The story tells of the Irish giant, Finn McCool, who built the causeway across the sea to Scotland to fight his rival, the Scottish giant Benandonner. In one version of the tale, Finn sees that Benandonner is far larger than him and flees, his clever wife disguising him as a baby. When Benandonner sees the enormous baby, he imagines its father must be truly colossal and retreats in terror, smashing the causeway behind him. Whether you see it as the result of cooling lava or the handiwork of a mythical giant, the Giant's Causeway is a place that fires the imagination. It is where the raw, elemental power of the earth is displayed with almost mathematical precision, and where the line between geology and mythology becomes beautifully blurred, creating one of the most captivating landscapes on the planet. Our path now leads us to the highlands of South America, to the border where Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana meet. Here rise the Tepuis, immense flat-top mountains that stand like colossal fortresses above the jungle. The most famous and highest of these is Mount Roraima, a vast plateau, shrouded in cloud and mystery, a true island in the sky that has been cut off from the world below for millions of years. Mount Roraima is a geological relic, one of the oldest formations on Earth, dating back some 2 billion years to the Precambrian era. Its sheer 1,300-foot cliffs have isolated its summit, creating a unique evolutionary laboratory. The constant rain that falls on its surface has carved bizarre rock formations and a labyrinth of black stone, creating a landscape that feels profoundly prehistoric. Reaching the summit is like stepping back in time. Because of its complete isolation, a significant portion of the flora and fauna found on Roraimo's plateau is endemic, meaning it exists nowhere else on the planet. Here you can find carnivorous pitcher plants that have adapted to the nutrient-poor soil, tiny black frogs that cannot hop or swim, and a stunning variety of orchids and bromeliads that cling to the ancient rocks. For the indigenous Piman and Kapan people, these mountains are sacred. They believe Roraima is the stump of a mighty tree that once held all the fruits and vegetables in the world. When it was felled by a mythical hero, a terrible flood ensued, and the mountain itself became the home of the Mawari, the spirits of the dead. These beliefs add a deep layer of spiritual resonance to the mountain's palpable ancientness. Mount Roraima was the inspiration for Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's classic novel The Lost World, and it is easy to see why. The swirling mists, the strange rock sculptures, the unique life forms, and the sheer sense of isolation all contribute to the feeling of being on another planet, or in another geological epoch. It is a living, breathing testament to the enduring power of time and the incredible adaptability of life. For our final mystery, we travel to the sun-scorched heart of the Namib Desert in Namibia, one of the oldest and driest deserts in the world. Within the Namib-Naukluft National Park lies a place of stark, haunting beauty known as Dead Vlei. It is a white clay pan, a dried-up oasis, punctuated by the dark skeletal remains of trees that have been dead for nearly a millennium. The story of Dead Vlei is a dramatic tale of climate change written on the landscape centuries ago. The Sachib River flooded this area, creating a shallow lake that allowed camel thorn trees to flourish. It was a thriving oasis, a pocket of life in the vast expanse of the desert. But then, the climate shifted. The river changed its course, and the dunes, some of the highest in the world, crept in, cutting the pan off from its water source. The trees, starved of water, died, but the climate here is so intensely dry that they did not decompose. Instead, the sun scorched them black, creating these gnarled skeletal sculptures that have stood motionless for an estimated 900 years. They are not petrified, but simply desiccated, frozen in their final, desperate reach for a sky that no longer offered rain. The visual contrast at Dead Vlei is breathtakingly stark and surreal. The brilliant white of the cracked claypan floor, the blackened skeletons of the ancient trees, the fiery red of the surrounding sand dunes, and the piercing blue of the desert sky create a scene that is almost painterly in its composition. It is a silent, static world, a photograph of death that is paradoxically full of life's memory. Standing amongst these ancient trees is a profoundly moving experience. It feels like walking through a graveyard created by time itself. There is a deep, abiding silence here, broken only by the whisper of the wind over the dunes. Dead Vlei is a powerful and poignant monument to the relentless power of nature and the fragility of life in the face of immense environmental change. From the sunken forests of Kazakhstan to the sun-scorched pans of Namibia, our journey has shown us just a fraction of the Earth's geological mysteries. These 6 locations are more than just beautiful landscapes. They are storytellers. They speak of immense timescales, of cataclysmic change, and of the slow, patient artistry of wind, water, and time. They challenge our perceptions and ignite our curiosity, reminding us that our planet is a place of endless complexity and wonder. These landforms are a testament to the powerful forces that are constantly shaping and reshaping our world, often in ways we are still struggling to fully comprehend. They are where science meets myth, where the measurable world gives way to a sense of the sublime. They inspire in us a deep humility and a profound connection to the long, dramatic history of our planet, a history that was unfolding for billions of years before we ever arrived. The Earth still holds its secrets close. For every question we answer, a new one emerges from the depths of the ocean or the peak of a mountain, and perhaps that is the greatest wonder of all. The journey of discovery is never-ending. The world is, and always will be, full of unbelievable natural wonders, waiting for us to simply look and to marvel.